Daily Broadside, day 684. There is no better time in the history of the United States to be a homeless person than right now. Now, that may seem a little counter to what you're hearing on the news and everything, but think about it, man. Like, think about being homeless in, like, the 60s in, like, Detroit or Chicago or Minnesota. Those winters are brutal up there, right? Like, you're looking to get arrested just so you can have 3 hots and a cot, as they call it. But no, I'm talking about this, right? Think about this. You got Gore-Tex. The tents that they make these days are insane. They're like 3-bedroom apartments. You know, you've got all these layers that you can buy. It's not just like that old school, like thermal underwear stuff that you would wear that had like the like, I don't even know what it's called, but you know, like the little perforations or whatnot, the indentation. Well, you know what I'm talking about. The old school, like whatever, like the full length like onesies that people used to wear in like the 30s that had like the ass with buttons and snaps so you could open out to use the restroom, like that kind of material. Now you've got all these thin layers of all kinds of crazy stuff. They make gloves and socks that are battery powered now. You can buy all kinds of stuff. You might be saying, well, they're homeless. They don't have they're not shopping at REI. No, but they are shoplifting at REI. So don't think that the homeless aren't against the idea of stealing things that make them warm. And then you've got cell phone chargers. They all got phones. I mean, even if you're homeless and you don't have a phone, you're doing it wrong. You know what I mean? You can charge that thing. Got all kinds of solar things. You get hot in your little campsite in the middle of July. Like right now, it's 97 degrees in the shade. You got your little battery-powered fan that you can get at old Wally World for $11 or free if you steal it. You know, things that keep you cool. They got battery-powered coolers. They got just all kinds of stuff. It's not like the old days of hoboing where you just had a stick with like a ball of your belongings on the back of it and you were just eating beans by a campfire every night. This is a completely different realm. Not only that, but I can't remember how many churches there are in America. I've got an upcoming broadside about this because I have a large problem with them. But it's some insane amount, like 13.4 million churches. Like, there's more churches than you would ever imagine. It's fascinating, right? Maybe I'll get to something about that here in the next couple weeks. Or next week or so. But anyway, so you got all these churches, you got all these outreach programs, everybody just willing to give you money. You can stand in an intersection and people bring you a chicken biscuit box, you know, of food and give you $11 to go to the Wally World and buy yourself a solar-powered fan to keep yourself cool tonight in your 3-bedroom apartment Coleman tent that you procured, pilfered, shoplifted, whatever you want to call it. You know, you got, I mean, hell, if you just act like you belong, you could eat breakfast for free every day in this country if you live anywhere near a hotel, because just about every one of them's got some kind of continental breakfast where they're serving eggs that aren't really eggs, but, you know, so I don't want to hear all this crap about the homeless being, you know, some forlorn, sad puppy, you know, whatnot. Most of these people, believe it or not, choose that lifestyle. Not everybody. Some are put out on their, you know, on their butt. You know, they lose their house, their job, drug addiction, mental health. I get that. But there are a lot of people that choose that lifestyle. They're completely fine just tying one on in the woods every night and just waking up still drunk, you know. This just is what it is. You want to argue with me? Come at me. We'll debate things. I got no problem with that. And while we're debating things, I'll give you something that there is no debate for. Do you realize how amazingly brilliant you have to be in today's NBA to be 6'1" and good? Okay, this ain't 1985 when somebody like Isaiah Thomas can come in and not be that much bigger than that, you know, at 6'1 and a half, 6'2", and rock the world. You know, it just don't work that way anymore. You know, ain't no Nate Robinsons, you know, in mass lining up to get into the league, right? And Bronny James, being 6'1 and 3/4 or whatever, can't handle the ball well enough to be a point guard. Has got some athletic ability, obviously, but he's still 6'1". Do you know how big, like, I think the average person in the NBA now is like almost 6'8", something like that. The average person, right? So yeah, there's outliers. There's the, you know, the Wimbies of the world, and then the Nate Robinsons of the world. Who did Nate Robinson just recently die, or am I making that up? Or did he come out? Has he got like 3 weeks to live, or did he have some terminal disease, or am I making that up? Seems like he had some kind of heart problem pop up. At any rate, this isn't about Nate Robinson. It's about the fact that that dude is not going to make it in this league. He can't pass the ball. He can't rebound the ball. He can't shoot the ball. He can't score the ball. He can't handle the ball. He's not going to distribute the ball. He's not going to run a team. He's just not good size. If he was 6'6", then maybe. But the fact that you could tell, if you'd have told me, 8 years ago that there's this guy named LeVar Ball who's got these weird sons with all la names, and they're going to come out and they're going to be better prospects than LeBron James' oldest son, just based on, the fact that nobody knew who LeVar Ball was, you would just go on genetics that, that doesn't seem very likely. Doesn't mean every son of a great player becomes a great player. In fact, that doesn't happen most of the time, more times than not. But that dude just 0 for 15 in summer league play. This is summer league, okay? We're not talking about a game. We're talking about practice. Not a game, but practice. Practice. We talking about practice, okay? We talking about summer league. We ain't talking about the league. Wait till the league gets a hold of that dude. And I'm gonna tell you what, that dude as a father, the taller LeBron, he should be ashamed of himself, selfishly wanting to play with that dude on the same court, which, whatever. That was a completely selfish, unparent-like move. If you're going to raise people to be good people, you don't put them in predicaments like that. Continuing, every time I get a phone call, you don't put them in positions to fail, and this dude's going to fail miserably. He'll get booted out of the G League if he doesn't learn to play better than this, because the league is just going to devour him. And there's going to be people, maybe not outwardly, but secretly, they're going to go at that dude, and they're going to prove a point. They may not be able to get his daddy, but they're gonna dunk on that dude and school him and break his ankles every chance they get. G League, here we come. And then we're off to Poland to play in some weird European league. They get him.